Most people initially don't want to come to Belize for those types of things.
Okay.
They're really running from something.
We're good to go. Okay.
Camera's rolling, Perry.
Camera's rolling.
Let's do it.
Perry and Dennis here again with Belize Island Real Estate. And we've discussed a number of reasons why a person might want to move to Belize. One that we kind of touched on, and I just want to mention briefly, is the digital nomad lifestyle. Nowadays, a lot of people work online, and they can work from anywhere in the world. Well, if English is your first language, or even if it's your second language, Belize might be a good option for you, because the cost of living really is significantly cheaper than it is in Europe, and I'm guessing America. And especially if you are American or Canadian, you're just literally a couple of hours flight from the States. So, and maybe 3 hours, 4 hours from Canada. So it's not a bad option for that reason. Plus the time zones are pretty much the same. Central America, North America, times are the same. So if your work is dependent upon a physical office in the States or Canada, you can still work in the same time zone, but live A, in a much cheaper country, and B, in frankly, a much more, well, I'm going to say a much more beautiful country. I love the heat. If you like the cold, and I know many of you do, then of course Canada is for you. North America is for you. But if you prefer a bit of sunshine, even some of the time, this is might be the place to be, because it is much cheaper to live here. So if you're a digital nomad, another reason to be here. But are there any other reasons that you might want to move to Belize as an option?
Absolutely. Thought you never asked.
My intros are long. I'm so sorry.
I love his intros. You get a lot of good information. We can end the video now on your intro alone.
And most of you want to. Please don't end now. You want to, but please don't. There's more to come. Here we go.
So listen, Perry. A lot of times people say, oh, Belize, and they see the travel brochure of Belize, the Mayan ruins, jungle rivers, horseback riding, snorkeling, diving, fishing, sunshine, the vacation lifestyle. All right. That does come with Belize, but why Belize? You can have a lot of the stuff if you move to Florida.
Right.
You know, do a lot of the stuff in California or other countries. Right. You don't have to come to Belize. Let me let you in on a little secret that I learned over the years. Most people initially don't want to come to Belize for those types of things.
Okay.
They're really running from something.
Okay.
They're running from something. And one of the first things I'll ask my clients is, what are you running from?
Really?
What are you running from?
Okay.
What kind of answers do you think I get? Someone calls me on the phone, Dennis, thinking about buying some real estate in Belize, thinking about maybe moving there. Yeah, what are you running from, bro? What are you running from?
Okay.
What type of pain do you think people are in today that they want to get away from, and they think Belize might give them that restart, that fresh start? Any ideas?
Okay. Running from.
Or get away from.
Maybe they've had a bad business deal. They've been working and things have gone really south, you know, and they just need a new start.
Yep.
That kind of thing.
Yep.
Maybe they lost someone. I mean, I don't, you know.
No, exactly. You know? So the hardest things in life that we can go through, a divorce,
right,
loss of a loved one, a mate, a parent, a sibling, a child, could be other sort of devastating news or some type of event that a person has gone through. When those type of events hit, for example, a cancer diagnosis. Right. I can't tell you how many of my patients who are patients who had cancer recovered and they came to this realization, you know what, I want something different. Right. I'm going to run from the mundane. Yeah. I don't want the 9 to 5 anymore. I don't want this to be in proximity to this toxic relationship that I just got out of. I want to start a new life. Now, somebody can say, you know what? If you live in Ohio, you can go to Florida and start a new life. You could, but guess what? You get the same restaurants, the same banks, the same neighborhoods, the same everything. Yeah. You're just now living in a different state. Right. Moving out of the country allows some of my clients the opportunity to start a new life, to pick new relationships, to pick new friendships, to pick new habits. For example, I have a lot of clients in the States, they're just unhealthy because they're in a certain rut.
Right.
So they eat a certain way, they don't work out because of their lifestyle. They come to Belize, you know what? This is my chance. I'm going to come to Belize. I'm going to eat this way. I'm going to cut back on my drinking. There's a gym easy to get to.
Right.
They run from something that is causing them discomfort, disconnect from it, cut it, and they come to Belize. They're free to start over.
Right. Okay.
You know, so that's key, Perry. So when we talk to our clients, what are they running from? They could be just running from stress. I'm tired of living in a big city. I'm tired of traffic.
Right.
I'm tired of bills, just working every day for the bills, not getting any enjoyment. Most people, believe it or not, are running from those things. Then they're coming to Belize just to enjoy what you and I are doing right now.
Right.
You know, there is that aspect, but that's a bonus. They're looking for a fresh start.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So how does Belize provide that?
So I'll give you an example. One of my clients went through a nasty divorce. They had friends in common. So him and his ex-wife now had these strained relationships. He was working a high stress job. He was also recovering from cancer, got a clean bill of health. So he said to me, Dennis, I can stay in my hometown and live this same existence, or I can cut ties, move to Belize. I have a fresh start. I could be someone new if that's what I wanted to do, but I can choose my own friends who I want to have in my life. I can choose my level of stress, right? I can choose a different lifestyle where I decide what I'm going to do every day. And he reinvented himself. He got healthier. He lost 50 pounds. He met someone now. They have a beautiful relationship. He could not be happier, but he couldn't have done that if he stayed where he was because he was stuck. There's no way he could move forward. So now he's here living the dream.
Okay. Next question. What would that cost? Living the dream sounds great.
What would it cost?
Yeah. What would it cost to live here, to literally relocate here, to literally restart here?
Right.
Financially.
Right. Well, let me tell you one thing. United States, the cost of living in the U.S. and Canada right now is astronomical, especially when you consider healthcare, sick care, you know, having to have 2 cars in a typical, typical household, having the house with all the furniture, with the high taxes in general, plus property taxes, plus just keeping up with your neighborhood. Once you move to Belize, you have an opportunity to decide what level of income you're going to need.
Right.
So you can live here very cheaply. I've had friends that have come to Belize and lived here, basically finding a cheap little place to rent, getting around by bicycle, eating local food. They're just happy. I'm making a minimal amount of money just to cover their needs.
Right.
Whereas, you know, people like Steph and I, all right, we like restaurants once in a while. I like my wine. I want to be able to go and treat my wife to a nice bottle of wine.
Right.
You know, so us, we spend a little more, but we don't spend nearly what we would have spent living in the United States. So I think what we should do is we should put together some PDFs.
Good idea.
You know,
Yeah.
maybe go
Yeah.
low, mid-range, high.
Because that kind of circles back to the idea about digital nomads. You know, they might say, listen, I would love to move somewhere else, English speaking country, sunshine all year round.
Right.
I'd love to do that.
Right.
And if they are working online, then theoretically they could do it.
Right.
But most digital nomads want to do it as cheaply as possible. So I'd say if we did one PDF, like a month in Belize on the cheapest possible, you know, without, you know, eating food and, you know, trying to, forage for the jungle. But so the cheapest way to live, how much a month's rent, a month's living would cost you?
Yeah.
Moderate.
Yeah.
Per person.
Yeah.
And then luxury. Because there is luxury here. And that's something that, again, really impressed me about Belize. There really is luxury here. So those 3 PDFs, the moderate, the middle of the road kind of thing, and the luxury PDF on what it costs to live here.
Yep. And part of this goes into, too, how real estate fits into that. For example, some of my clients that come down, they don't buy any real estate.
Right.
They live here 10, 20 years. You don't have to buy real estate to live in Belize, right? So you have the monthly expense, you know, which is your food, your healthcare, your gym membership. Then you have your real estate component, which could be completely different.
Right.
And what I'm seeing, Perry, is some clients come down, they buy a piece of property to invest in, not to live there, but a property that funds their lifestyle.
Right.
Right?
That's true. Yeah. I've seen that.
You can do that
I've
as
seen
well.
That. Yeah.
And we've shown our clients, you come down with this amount of money, you invest in these types of properties with the return you're going to get on those properties, then you can live your lifestyle that you want to live here in Belize.
Right.
Sometimes not even have to work.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
How's that sound?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So going back to what are people running from? The reason I want to ask this question is because normally if you and I get an email saying, hey, Dennis and Perry, tell me about this piece of land. It's 50,000 or this condo is 200,000. Tells you nothing about the reasons for buying. All they're doing is asking you information about a impersonal piece of real estate. But why do they want it? What's the reason they're looking? We need to find out why. That helps us to determine, is that piece of property even right for them? Or is something else right for them?
Right.
So find out, are they running from the weather? Do they want to make new friends, a new start, get healthier? Find out why they want to buy in Belize, and then we're in the best position to advise them.
Right. Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks very much.
Thanks for watching, guys. We appreciate it. Hey, if you guys want to know anything about Belize, living here, investing here, getting a new start in life, ask Perry and I. Put it in the comments below. We'd love to get with you, see how we can help you live the dream in Belize and beyond.